My name is Markus Werner from MW Production from Germany. I'm producing image films, commercials and a variety of different live streaming formats. Classic conferences, B2B events, festive tributes and various entertainment formats. And the BirdDog P200, the BirdDog Mini and the BirdDog PTZ keyboard controller changed my streaming workflow sustainably. As many live stream productions with image film background, I started live streaming by using my existing DSLM camera systems and connected them via HDMI or SDI to mixing consoles and capture cards and then to my streaming servers. That worked quite well, but the streams became bigger and bigger, and one problem was the cost factor of additional camera operators that I needed for follow cam options and all the different perspectives. They did the panning, tilting, zooming and the changing of the color temperature and exposure and even more. And I needed intercom for these people. Especially for smaller budgets, every additional operator is a problem for the budgeting. Big brands can hire complete TV studios, but smaller brands and events need other solutions. I was looking for the impossible all-in-one solution for these aspects, and I wanted to change perspectives, exposure, color temperature and even more parameters on my own, live on the go with the smallest amount of crew possible. For example, if you worked on a stream with a mixture of artificial light and natural light from outside with changing intensity and changing color temperature, you want to correct those changes too. The BirdDog PTZ keyboard controller offers all these possibilities with just 1 or 2 knobs for every cam and every composition, which is awesome. Moreover, building the streaming setup became more and more complex. Power cables, cables for image signals and the intercom system entail lots of cable running with at least 2 to 3 cables for each camera, and the maximum effective range of HDMI cables is reached quite soon. The BirdDog cameras are the effective all-in-one solution to me. I connect them with CAT cables, Cat5, Cat6 for longer range with CAT cable reels. And the PoE or Power over Ethernet solution enables the possibility to use this one CAT cable to connect the BirdDog camera with all necessary connections and resources, power, image transmission and all camera controls in just one cable. The 30 times optical zoom of the P200 and the fast and precise autofocus are amazing. I can stream half-long shots while keeping the P200s at the end or the side of the convention hall, or capture brilliant close-ups of food if I stream cooking shows. This great variety of the P200 together with the easy and fast assembly and dismantling, thanks to the PoE option, are making the BirdDog P200 the ultimate all-purpose weapon to me.
Well, what is going on, everybody? I am BirdDog John, back in action for another round of... Oh, nice. Okay, so the audio's working. Oh, and on the stream today, we are blessed with the presence of Stream Villain. What is going on?
Hey, man.
Hey, you're missing out because today is the day that we are going to do the volcano chicken noodles.
I thought I was having a good day, but now I think that you just confirmed that this is the worst day of my life.
I'm so sorry that you're missing out on this.
The chicken is breathing fire.
And he says, that's crazy hot.
Oh my gosh.
I looked up the Scoville rating, and the only thing that I saw was it says the Scoville rating is $800. And I was like, Google Translate strikes again.
So I just tried typing in the chat to see what would happen, and it looked like it made it look like you said hi to everybody. So that's awkward.
Yes, it does look like I said that. Why? Is there a place that you can change it to post as you?
I know that
you're an admin, but it should show your own stuff.
But everybody knows that's in here. I was just saying hi to everybody. Hi, everybody.
What's going on, Balu?
So hold on. This is the one that almost brought the building down and shut our entire department down for a day was the kimchi one. Is that correct?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, kimchi. I mean, that one, it was spicy, but it was a different one. This is the website. How hot is the volcano chicken noodles? Let me throw this up here so that you guys can see. how hot is the volcano chicken noodles? And right here it says the package is estimated to be $800 on the Scoville scale. I don't think I don't think they understand how Scovilles work because that's not a thing.
It's really, really funny. I like that a lot. Is that like their official website? Because that'd be even funnier.
Let's see. What website is this? Wovo.org. So no.
Wow, wovo.org had a typo.
Yeah. It's an organization.
Shocked.
I don't think it's a typo. I think they have no idea.
They just don't.
Yeah.
Because anything that's on every item that's on the Scoville level that the volcano ramen is on costs $800.
Right.
That's how that works.
So the story goes that the newest Christian in the office, Mr. Frink, he went to H Mart and purchased a couple of different types of ramen. First of all, he found which one? The pink bag. Anyways, that one's really good. But then he also found this one next to it and thought, okay, I'll bring that one in too. And so, of course, today I was like, all right, we're doing ramen today. And everybody's like, what do you want to do? Carbo. That's the one. Thanks, Balu. Everybody's like, what do you want to do? And I was like, well, we've already had carbo. And they're like, well, you could do carbo today. And I was like, but we've already done that one. I got to do this other one. So the good news is I'm doing this on Tuesday, the week before I travel. And so if I'm going to have any issues, this would be the day to do it. So
yes,
that's the plan anyways. What's going on, Ned? Have no one in here but us chickens. And hey, Kevin, good to see you, man. Welcome. So while you're eating your ramen, I'm going to finish updating this PC that hasn't been updated since 2019.
How do you get Windows is like
disconnected from the internet?
I guess.
Yeah, Windows is obsessive with the updates.
It's insane. It's like, hey, are you working on the only thing that matters? Are you in the middle of finishing your taxes? Well, we have to update your computer right now. You're like, what are you doing? What? How did you get away with 2019? That's insane.
Yep, that's a long time to go. Because even that was 3 years ago, if you can believe that. It's a church recording PC that's in the middle of nowhere with zero internet. No, that's how you do it.
Oh, well, okay.
That is how you do it. Morning, Brayton. How's it going? Am I hot or not? Ramen edition. I wore my green bird dog shirt today. It's not an actual bird dog shirt, but it's green. So there's that, Okay, Thomas has a real question. I don't know if I should eat ramen first before answering this, but I'm still not able to connect to that 400 via Chrome, both Mac and PC. There's no NDI picture, but shows NDI, no picture, but shows the camera. So hang on. You don't have any NDI, but you can get to the web UI. Is that correct?
Yeah, that was going to be my question because when we see still unable to connect, that's what's tough about these kinds of issues is how specific we sort of need the issue to be, because it can kind of diverge a bit in terms of just verbiage that people are used to using. So when we see still unable to connect, we're not sure if you mean you can't get to the web UI, you can't find the IP, things along those lines. Or if what you're saying is you can connect, but there's no video feed, right? So that's kind of why John's asking that first, I think, because it's sort of important for us to know like the specific problem. And then I would say, if you're saying NDI no picture, but shows camera, then we're probably talking they could see the IP, but there's just no feed. The next thing I would ask is, have you recently done an update? And also, have you tested any of the hardwire connection, HDMI, SDI, to see if any image is coming off of the camera, not just the NDI image that isn't? So that is what I would ask next.
Correct. Yeah. So there are several ways to diagnose it, but we got to kind of start at the beginning. So I know that Thomas, you were in here the other day. Jog our memories a little bit as to this. We've worked on a few tickets since we talked to you last. So the 400 Are you able to get, you said, because here it says I'm unable to connect to the 400 on via Chrome, both Mac and PC. In Studio Monitor, you can select the camera, but there's no NDI picture, but like you can see it, because what that means is that camera is on a different subnet, is what that means. Because it's broadcasting its information, but the computer that you are trying to access it in Studio Monitor with is on a different subnet. It'll be subnet. And especially if you get an image out of HDMI and SDI, then you definitely are probably just on a different subnet. It's just an NDI broadcasting issue. There's a couple of ways to find that. If you're network savvy, look at the routing tables inside the actual switch. That's the easiest way to do it, because it'll tell you what at least was broadcasted. You can also use the IPv6 trick. So we can link an article there to our IBC. Where are we here? Knowledge database. So there's a trick where you can use the IBC. This carbo still has spice. It does. It's true. There's Frink, and he's eating the pink packet of spicy Korean ramen this morning. There's a trick where you can use the IPv6, Thomas, to get into it, as long as your computer's also talking IPv6. That's the easiest way to do it, because you don't need to be on the same subnet, because it's a different IP protocol. Let's see if I can find that article. He also poured the whole spice pack on there. Yeah, and I did that too with this one. I'm going to share this again. So this volcano chicken noodle, according to the reviews, it's a rival to the 2 times spicy, but it's not as spicy as 2 times spicy. So I'm holding out that it's somewhere between 1 time and 2 time, and I'll be able to actually get through the whole bowl. If you recall, the time that I did 2 times spicy ramen, I was not able to get to the entire packet. Okay, so on Twitch, Brayton has added in the link, I'm assuming, that IPv6 tutorial that I did. I can try IP6. Okay, cool. Let's get that link from Brayton. I'll put it in all of the chats. Thanks, Brayton. And that way, copy. That way you'll be able to see it in YouTube. Oh, use this one. It has instructions. Crap. Back to Twitch.
And secondly, in case we don't get this solved today, Thomas, I could it could be under a different name or something like that, but I don't see you in our help desk in terms of a ticket under your name. If we don't get this resolved during the show today, if you open up a ticket, we can definitely help you through there. This is one of the more common things that we talk about. So,
agreed. We talk about this quite often. So. We'll sort this out for you. Don't worry. We'll figure it out.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Hey, what's going on, Dark Acid? Good to see you. I know that you jumped in here a little bit earlier and I didn't get your message up. So, hey, how's it going? We are back. This one isn't Boldak. This is Paldu, and their slogan is fun and yum. I don't know if you can see that, but it's right here. Fun and yum. This is the rival, apparently, Dark Acid. So don't tell your friend or relative or whoever it is.
Oh, this isn't the same brand.
Oh, wait. He said it's still Bulldog.
Oh, I thought that's what I thought it was, but
oh, I don't see it anywhere on the package.
John's just making up stuff to start drama.
Look, I don't know.
Look at him.
Shame. I don't know anything about
Shame, John.
The company, so but we are back with another round. So I better, what are we into? 15 minutes here. So yeah, I better start into this because I may not finish it. I kind of want to enjoy my coffee before I do this because, as we all have learned, coffee does not go well with spicy food.
Also, I am definitely not sad to miss this day because I had an entire bowl of the pink one yesterday, and man, every time I have one of those, they're delicious, but I regret it later.
The pink one is good, but yeah, it is. You pay the price, that's for sure.
I definitely, I just look, I'm not saying I'm never eating another one again, but I shouldn't do 2 in a row. That's a terrible idea.
Well, I was informed that I was going to be the only one enjoying the volcano today. So,
Oh, so all right. So we're not having a noodle.
No.
Like, all right.
Frank is eating the carbo because he bought these, so it's like he should be eating them. But anyways, I mean, he should be enjoying them. He doesn't have to eat them, but I shouldn't be eating his food. That's what I'm saying.
I want Frank to make all of them at the same time, make a big giant bowl of ramen, and then eat them on the show.
Yeah, that would be good.
A noodle off.
Yes.
All right, John. How is it?
Here we go. I got the first bite down.
Dang, those are big bites, bro.
Got to go big.
You don't. No, you don't have to go big.
Okay. All right.
You seem to be okay.
It's hurting, but I'm not there yet. I haven't needed to take a break. No. I got wise this morning and found out, here it comes. Found out that Balu bought lemon juice and he had it in the fridge, which is what you need. You need citrus to kill spice. So I have a Bird Dog mug that has a small amount of lemon juice in it. And if push comes to shove, I was worried it's going to be like 2 times.
Weak. You need lemon juice. You just need, dude. You just need faith, John.
All right, so these definitely spicy. Definitely something to them.
Dude, it's always like the 4th or 5th bite where like your confidence, it just gets completely crushed.
Yep.
And the reality of what you're doing sets in your mouth. Is just like, we are crumbling.
Yeah, they are definitely trying to figure out ways to kill me, or Frink, because that was the mix multiple packages. Oh man. On your market, set, noodle. John's last words.
He grunted, dude.
Oh yeah, it's building up. Come on, I gotta get a reasonable bite here.
That's so funny. Just hearing you go, so good. He's chest pounding.
Got stuck.
It's so easy to sit here.
John will get
and not do this, and then also make fun of you. It's the easiest thing.
Get power through it with the power of friendship. It's true. This is a spicy. Well, I've already said that.
So the half and half thing. I have heard both ways, and we live in the era of the internet, so it's easy to debunk things, but I'm lazy. I have heard that the milk part of it is just a shield. It just it just covers it. It doesn't actually disperse or kill it. It just is protecting you from actually feeling it. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, the one chip challenge, I don't know, man. I've seen it. I feel like I'm getting through this all right. I don't know. Actually, I'll let you guys decide whether or not I'm getting through this all right.
I don't know. You're grunting and like dancing. I don't know. I don't know how to assess it.
So when I did the 2 times spicy, I only got through 2/3 of the bowl, and it's like weighing on me because that's the only one I didn't finish. I'm finishing this Mama Jamma today, right now.
All right. Well, while you do that, Thomas has given us some additional information here.
Okay.
To make it simple, if I understand, I should be able to connect directly the camera via a switch with a computer via Chrome. I then should be able to see the camera's UI without any software. That's correct. So the UI is accessed via its IP address. And when you first plug it in, it has a fallback IP address, 192.168.100.100. If you're not able to access the web UI and you have this setup going on, the most common thing is if the computer and the switch or the camera are on different subnets, basically. So if you have multiple networks set up. If you have a P400, oh man, that makes it tough because there's no NIC activity that I can ask for on the back. Does the I guess one question is when you turn it on, does it complete its boot sequence? Like, does it seem to be a camera that is turning on and actually ready to go? Or does it not finish its boot sequence? I want to make sure that the camera is actually turning on all the way and is actually good to go. It probably is, but it's worth asking. Because it sounds like he's doing all this and he's not able to get to the web UI. Thomas, correct me if I'm wrong. That's what it sounds like is what is happening here.
So, but the the direction to the web UI for the IPv6 protocol is yes, plug the camera into the switch, plug your computer into the switch, but then follow the IPv6 setup instructions.
And yeah, we shared that. It didn't look like you made mention of the IPv6 directly. Did you try those steps in the web browser using the brackets and all of that, and it just didn't work after converting the MAC address? Camera works fine. Okay, so it's completing its boot sequence, which I assumed. I just wanted to make sure.
Okay, I'm on the other side. This bowl is empty, by the way. So,
you can get your finger down in there.
Oh, geez. Please no. I don't want my skin to burn off. It's bad enough that my insides are going through some serious turmoil. But I did hit the lemon juice, and that makes me shiver in a whole different way. However, it does cut the heat. It does cut the heat. So there you go.
John, would you agree if even if IPv6 doesn't pull it up, that it could be a subnet issue?
No, because IPv6 is a different IP protocol altogether. It doesn't
so that
operate
bypasses,
on subnets.
Got it.
Yep. So if you're punching in the IPv4 address and you've changed the IP and you've changed the subnet mask, yes, it will give you issues. But the beautiful thing about IPv6 is every device in the world has a unique IP address. Okay, so we're saying IP, but we're talking about IPv6, not IPv4. So every device in the world would have a unique IPv6 address, which means that you don't need to do the subnet crap. It means that the device already has an assigned address, and so think about it, right? DHCP assigns IP addresses to MAC addresses. IPv6 is the device already has a unique address, which means that my computer in Auburn Hills could theoretically talk directly to the device address in Melbourne. It's a totally different way of doing network, and it's coming in fast. So the IPv6 is enabled on all of our devices. So if you have a device that by the way, there was a ticket yesterday we were talking about for an A300. This should work. If they screwed up the subnet mask on that A300, they should be able to get to it with the IPv6 method because it doesn't use subnets at all. So send them that link. I was thinking about that after we started talking this, and I was like, oh.
Yeah, because I didn't realize this about, well, one, I think that the IPv6 recovery method is nothing short of magical.
Yep, it's tops.
It's absolutely amazing. It has solved so many of these issues in the past for me. And so this makes a lot of sense, actually, that it bypasses like a lot of the roadblocks that we would normally hit. So I just didn't realize that it was, I knew how good it was. I didn't realize, I guess, why it was so good.
Yep.
Like what made it that way.
Now, that is why every device, so the IPv6 address is generated based on the MAC address, which is also unique. It's generated based on the MAC address of the device. And so The problem we're going to have is if you have duplicate MAC addresses in the world, because the internet, it will change quite a fair bit if everything goes to IPv6, because now devices will be able to interact directly with each other, and they're not going to be behind DHCP servers and whatever DHCP servers and such. It can be where devices can be talking to each other independently, and that's open up a whole can of worms when it comes to safeguarding devices and privacy and all that stuff. But the recovery method for IPv6 when it comes to our BirdDog devices should work regardless of what the IPv4 settings are, because IPv4 are issued individually and can be customized. IPv6 cannot.
Gotcha.
IPv6 is an independent. Again, if you have a device with the same MAC address, like say we image a computer, or we image, here at the shop, we image a thing with a base image and it has a base MAC address and we don't change it. Now we're going to have two devices in the world that have the same IPv6 address, and that's going to be a problem. And that's why it's illegal for you to have the same MAC address on two devices.
Oh, interesting. Okay. So in general, as a general rule of thumb for me, when people can't find a device on their network, I typically share IPv6 first. And then if that doesn't work, I will bring up Neuralizer. I know in the past, you typically go to Neuralizer first, which is, it's our official factory reset process.
Yep.
I totally get that.
Yep.
But would you say that it's just kind of it's really up to the user or up to us and our discretion at that moment as to which one you should try first? It doesn't really matter. Either one is going to accomplish the same thing.
Now that we've gotten the firmware to a place where it's serviceable at this level, IPv6, I think, needs to become the new standard. And that transition happens over the next 3 to 6 months.
Sure.
But Neuralizer was a support software that was designed for the support department, to me mainly. One of the engineers made it so that I could stop complaining and complaining about not being able to factory reset devices. So it was funny because it was almost like unheard of that people would make a mistake when setting static IP addresses, because for engineers, that's like mission critical information. But for the average user, they don't see it that way. And so mistakes were made and assumptions were made. And, we had to get the engineers to make a piece of software that would then allow us to factory reset. Now, they made it, but they didn't really make it for the public. This is more of a history lesson at this point. They didn't make it for the public. They made it for me and my department. And then marketing put it on the website. So that was a surprise to engineering, because they thought it was just going to be me using it. And so then they changed it to have a little different web interface. They made it a little more consistent. But now that IPv6 there's a way to do it, that's way more consistent. And so I think going forward, before we suggest Neuralizer can be a support tool again, whereas IPv6, that method probably needs to be publicized as the way to recover lost network fault or network error devices.
Cool.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Times.
IPv6 is magical. I've said it before.
I'll try the 6 later. I just want to hang out with you while you're on the air. Oh, that's so nice.
Just wants to hang out with us
and watch me burn.
Yeah. I say us, but he probably just meant you.
Oh, he meant us.
No,
it's a totally different dynamic when someone else is here. So I appreciate that. Oh,
I'm all right being the Robin to your Batman.
Snacks on stream. No, don't be Robin. Nobody likes Robin. Snacks on stream box is empty today. That's fine. We did ramen today, and that is enough, my friends. So good golly, my insides. So the bowl is empty, and for those of you who are just joining us, I ate a bowl of volcano chicken noodle ramen. Whoops-a-daisy. It is quite hot, and but the bowl is empty.
That's so funny.
With the ramen realm, though, like the noodles are actually quite good. If you were to eat them with a lighter sauce, it would be quite a good. I actually felt like the noodles had more taste than the Buldak ones, but it's mostly because the Buldak ones, their primary job is to hurt me. So, and then we have the new bird dog mascot here.
Sammy.
This is Sammy, who
he gets restless if he can't be on my lap every once in a while. So he was nipping at my heels to get up here for a minute.
Yeah, it's all good. We had Dexter on here for a long time, so dogs are not a stranger on this show.
Yeah.
So do you think I need to update the camera anyway? Well, first of all, let's just get into the camera. Let's find out what it's running and what you're doing. I wouldn't attempt an update until we get into the web UI and reset your network settings to DHCP, and then let your DHCP server service issue an IP address. Let's get that far, and then we'll go from there. Okay, NetHab has some insights about Spice. So bring out the one chip challenge, said CJ, and Brayton said, go ahead and send it over. Somebody said that's definitely the plan, Balu.
I love that we're speaking for you.
Yeah. I don't know. And then so CJ likes this idea, evidently. Hey, CJ, are you... Oh, you're not headed out. You're Jake and Ian are headed out to see our new distributor. And then we were talking about the half and half and the milk. Balu says that it coats, and I will confirm that it definitely coats. NetHab says the fat in the milk absorbs the spice. See, that I don't agree with, because I've used milk and it didn't do anything for me. The lemon juice, however, that's if you can tolerate drinking straight lemon juice, giddy up.
Yeah, and this is that whole fat absorbing the spice thing was what I was told growing up, but then here's the thing. People have said that it's been debunked, but then the people that say it's been debunked might be saying that incorrectly from people who made that up. And then the people that are saying, so they may be correct. I have not looked up the science. I don't know the science.
Perhaps though, like it goes in stages, right? Like we're kind of doing an extreme test here. We're eating very spicy food, at least for me, and kind of putting things to the extreme. And then we're trying like to drink milk to see if it cuts it. Now, if you watch any episodes of Hot Ones, but in particular, if you can put up with the foul language, watch Gordon Ramsay's encounter with Hot Ones, and watch his methods for how he tries to kill the spice, because he goes from milk. He like takes a drink of water and that doesn't do anything. So then he goes to milk, and then he brings out like his own citrus fruit, but by the end there's nothing he can do to stop what's happening to his body. And so like maybe these methods are just like low grade. Oh, you ate a jalapeno, like here, have some milk or have some lemon juice. But this is $800 worth of Scoville level, and who knows what that actually is.
All I know is I like spicy food. I've had very spicy food in my life, and milk has never done anything.
Yeah.
It's never done anything for me.
I've tasted the spices coming through the milk. Yeah. I would agree. Like, I think it's like level 1. Dairy is like level 1 when it comes to management.
I'm not going to dairy if I want relief from spice. Personally, I'm just not. Just doesn't do anything. It's. But I mean, it's water is so much worse though. Water is
all that does
horrible.
Is just pushes the oils around your mouth, so everything's on fire.
It's awful.
I will say, like, it's been. Well, I started about 20 minutes ago eating, and my lips are still. It's not painful, but I can still detect that there has been something consumed that was spicy. The rest of my mouth though is fine.
I'm proud of you, John.
Somebody told me, I was explaining this to somebody up north, and I was telling him, oh yeah, I've been eating these spicy foods, and now the jalapenos I'm growing aren't really that spicy. And the guy was like, oh yeah, it's because you cooked your insides. And I was like, yeah, maybe that is what happened. Maybe I did cook my insides.
I chopped up one of the jalapenos for some nachos.
Oh yeah.
Thank you for that. And they were delicious. And then
You are welcome.
one of the other jalapenos almost overnight just turned red.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, just turned red.
So that'll be a little sweeter than it was before.
I actually plan on using that one today, I think.
Yeah.
So, but yes, the jalapeno was absolutely fantastic, fabulous.
Okay, somebody, NetHab, you may need to explain this to me, or somebody will need to. They need a magic berry for spice like the one for sour?
There's a magic berry to get rid of sour flavor? Is that what he's saying?
First of all, maybe I shouldn't say this live, but I really like sour stuff. I mean, I like spicy food, but I like sour stuff.
I'm in the same boat. I'm a big sour guy. I was the kid that did people like, you can't put 4 warheads in your mouth at once. And I was the dumb kid that's like, yes, I can. And then I did it. And then my mouth was raw for a week and it was miserable.
Yep.
But the actual my sour tolerance is pretty high. I just like it. I love sour candies and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's Google that, shall we? Because
magic berry for sour. Never heard of that.
Yeah, let's
never heard of that.
See what we can come up with here. See, like if you type in like sour candy into Amazon, you get like Sour Patch Kids and like Skittles sour, and like that's not what we're talking about here, folks.
Miracle fruit. Miracle berry.
The miracle fruit. Look up miracle fruit. I don't know. I feel like he's sending us to like Google something that's going to be a bot.
No, I'm gonna guess it's these. These are M berry miracle fruit tablets. I don't. But why? What are they?
The miracle fruit, a sweet berry in West Africa. Whoa, this is not helpful though. Miracle fruit is an evergreen shrub that grows in West Africa. The berry, leaf, and seed oil are used in medicine. People use miracle fruit for diabetes, obesity, taste disturbances in people treated with cancer drugs, and other conditions. But there's no specific evidence to support any of these uses. What? We use it to treat cancer patients, but there's no evidence that it does anything.
Oh, I see. So it makes sour stuff sweet.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
That's the claim. Is that so like if you go to Amazon and type in M as in Mary, M berry tablet, and in one of the pictures it's saying that it took me this long to figure out what was going on, but in one of the pictures is a woman holding a lemon slice, and she's like, "Oh, like lemon," and then it's like after the miracle berry, she's like, "Oh,
what?"
Yeah. She's like, "Oh, wow."
Her face.
Yeah, dude. So she's just like, it's like, ooh, without the berry, lemons taste like lemons. It's so ridiculous.
Oh gosh. So there's no way that this isn't staged. However, what if it was like hey, we want to do a live
it's so ridiculous.
We want to put this in our marketing, a live reaction.
Yeah.
From you eating a lemon and then having this miracle berry. And look at her expression. Look at that. Look how joyful.
Dude.
She doesn't really look that happy about it. I mean,
the reason lemons are good is because they're sour. So like, I don't understand, because it tastes like sweet. You're like, oh my goodness.
Oh, I'll eat this like an orange. Oh,
this horrid tasting lemon. It's not like I don't understand this at all.
Also, I don't understand, is this a pill, or is this like a candy that you need to stick in your gums while you're eating sour things, or how does this even work? Like,
I think you let it dissolve on your tongue.
I'm guessing you don't watch cooking shows. It was all the rage a couple of years ago. Really? No. Okay, so evidently during COVID, I was not watching cooking shows. But
No.
this lady, I don't know how I don't know how this could possibly be genuine. Or how anybody goes to this website and it's like, oh, look at this reaction. Like,
Yeah.
I'm sold.
It's just so this is very infomercially, right?
Yeah.
I'd be
Yeah.
willing to try it, but not for $17.
What?
It's $17 to buy these things.
Or subscribe and save. You can go 16-14. So there you go. You can save a whopping 5%.
Dude, it's $1.60 a pill.
But look what you look what you could be feeling right now.
Here's the test that I would want. I would want to take one of them, and then I would want to put like a warhead in my mouth.
There you go.
And like see if it can really cut through. And like warheads these days aren't even really like the big thing, but I mean they're still incredibly sour. Though.
What is the thing? What is the most sour candy that's out there right now?
There is this.
Hey, people in the chat, put your favorite sour candy in the chat. Let me know.
There's this nuclear waste.
Pardon?
Candy. It's called nuclear waste. Toxic waste is what it's called.
Toxic waste. Oh my word. Is it a powder? What is it?
No, it's like a hard candy.
Okay.
Like warheads. All right, look, I'm just gonna say it. The link that Brayton just shared in the chat is terrifyingly long. Pretty scary.
That's sketch right there is what that is.
There are better. Oh, wait. Okay. It interferes with the receptors on the just this kind of stuff. I get this from my mom. I'm just such a skeptic. This sentence is just so ridiculous to me. And maybe it's true. Maybe it's true. You could be like speaking the absolute truth, but my brain is just like, that sounds like nothing. That doesn't sound real.
Brayton begs to differ. No, it's legit.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's not that I don't trust NetHab. It's that I have a harder time accepting
believing the unbelievable.
These things that just seem silly.
Yeah.
Yes, this stuff, these toxic waste things. So this is way more sour than an Airhead for sure.
Oh, look at that! Look at that scientific meter.
Look at the meter, dude.
Boom! You are missing out.
You didn't even know things could go up to orange level on the meter.
You can't hear this probably, can you?
Mm-mm.
Unwrap one piece of candy and let's find out.
The marketing is so funny. Is this just a timer?
I think so.
This entire image is just. This is a video that they made.
I'm gonna stop that. That's terrible. Maybe when we get these, maybe when we get. Oh, you have had these, and
I mean they're incredibly sour.
do they destroy your ability to taste for a week and a half?
It's been a little while since I had them.
Oh, that sounds like a proposition.
So I honestly don't remember. I honestly don't remember how bad it was. I just remember that it was way worse than a warhead for sure. Yeah, but I don't remember the details.
The YouTube link that was sent to us is a taste test. Hang on here. It's a taste test of this miracle berry. So
hold on. If you're going to tell me, has anybody in this chat had it?
All right. So you guys can't hear this, right? It's not coming through.
I'm
just going to mute this.
Like, has anybody in here done it themselves? Because watching a video of a few guys going, ooh, lemons, like that's not it. I have a package in my cupboard. Okay, cool, great. That's fine. talk that like it's just when people share videos and stuff, I'm like, no, that doesn't make it
It's very interesting. I've never really considered, like, why would you? It's the same thing with spicy stuff. Why would you eat something incredibly spicy just to dumb it down?
I think that this is a novelty thing, right? Like to me, this is a party trick. It's I've got guests over to break the silence. Let's do a goofy thing. Let's slice a lemon, feed them this berry pill thing, and then boom, we've got a conversation starter.
Oh gosh, no, NetHab, stop. You need to visit your in-laws less.
Your in-laws need to learn how to give gifts. Give you chocolate-covered bugs and pills.
There it is. It's absolutely a party.
Yeah, see, I totally get that aspect of it, right? Like when you've got people over and you want to entertain, you know, just, you know, sometimes even when you hang out with people that you like, like if it's just like maybe you and your spouse with someone else and their spouse, there could be some awkward silences or some awkward gaps of like, okay, are we done? Are we going to keep doing anything? Like this to me is such a universally simple thing to just bust out and do. I totally get that aspect of it.
Yeah, I can understand it. See, the problem is that I'm like antisocial, and so I don't have parties or go to parties. And so I don't have any need to keep these sorts of things in my cupboard because nobody comes over to my house because I don't invite anybody. That's why. If you're in my house, you're either trying to rob me or you're the plumber trying to fix the broken water main in the basement. One or the other. Hey, Thomas actually wants to get us back on track here. Hey, I just need to make sure that I'm at least setting up my computer correctly for IPv4. So the easiest thing to do here, Thomas, is just to let the DHCP handle that. And so plug it into the switch, let the DHCP issue you an IP address. Then go to the command prompt and just find out what your IP is. So if you want to, let's do that together. Obviously, you probably know how to do this, but for everybody following along at home, we would do this. So we would go start menu, CMD. Oh, and it put it on the wrong screen. That's cool. Thanks. Here we go. CMD and then just IP config. All one word. And it tells you what the actual IP address is. It will also tell you what your IPv6 address is. And so that's pretty handy to have. But you just hit IP config and make sure that you've been issued one. If you see a number that starts with 162, you don't have a DHCP server that's responding. So that's a self-assigned address, and you need to sort out what's going on with the network further upstream, because that is 162 is a self-assigned, which means that your computer asked for an IP address and didn't get one. So boom, goes the dynamite. They also, when you hang out with people you don't like, you pass around the nuclear warheads and give only the good people the berries. Oh. Sorry, 169. That's correct. 169 is the self-assigned. I said 162. My bad. Yeah, 169.
Wait, did you make a networking error live?
I did. There's just a few numbers in my brain right now.
I am baffled.
I know. I
said
the wrong number.
I tell my wife sometimes, like, I don't have any empirical data to back up this claim, but there's a good chance John is a robot. And he just knows stuff, and it blows.
Well,
anybody watching the show, if I go into his office and I ask him a question, 99% of the time,
no.
It's like there's a filing cabinet, and he's just like, "Oh, let me get out the paper for this."
Half the time, I'm just really fast at Googling things. That's really
That's not true. You look up in the sky and answer stuff. It's not true at all.
That's the monkey in my brain going like through the filing cabinet, like,
yeah, exactly.
To
witness somebody correcting you that's wow. I didn't even know it was possible. I
Yep.
just thought that you were computing stuff in your brain with
Nope.
binary.
Nope. Here's the thing is my networks always work, so I don't know what it looks like when when a computer self-assigns.
Oh my gosh, dude. Here's the thing, guys. It's tough for me because I don't know how to fail.
That's right.
It's hard for me to remember what it looks like when failure does happen.
I think we just found the title for this show.
Oh my gosh, that was so funny.
Well,
my networks don't fail.
I don't know how to fail.
So funny, dude. That was good. I like
that. Was good. Well done.
Yeah. CJ the flex. It was. It wasn't even subtle either. So funny.
Good times. It won't let me change it while I'm live. You can only change it for the future. Boom.
If his eyes roll to the left, he's accessing his right brain and giving the correct answer. And if they go right, he's accessing his left brain and making it all up.
Well, see, the problem with that is that I'm rolling my eyes when Clay walks into my office. And so deciphering which direction my eyes are rolling by the time he gets around to actually asking the question.
Yeah.
I've already gone full circle, left and right at that point.
Well, and it's funny because pretty much all day, if I'm at my desk and I'm just like rolling and I can answer most of the stuff, I just have my headphones in and just kind of doing my own thing and just chilling. But every once in a while, John's just in his office and he looks up and he just sees me kind of like peeking around the corner, like, hey, and he's like, he has a question.
It's about time for a question.
It's about time. Normally the afternoon, when I've like answered everything else and I'm getting to the stuff that I'm stuck on, I ask John questions.
I mean, I'll throw this out there. Yesterday, Clay had one of the highest replied ticket days that he's had in, I don't know, 6 months, maybe 3 months. You had a few 40 days, but I think you were in the 30s yesterday.
Yeah, it was a busy day yesterday. There's a lot.
That was a big day.
Yeah. But we got most everybody taken care of yesterday, actually.
Yep.
So I only have one ticket that I'm sort of working through, but other than that, everybody got help. So
well, there's a handful today, so brace yourself.
Yes. Is it? Yes. I know.
We're back up.
I know.
It's all good. We'll wade through it.
Oh yeah.
That's how it goes.
We'll get there.
It's Tuesday. It's midweek. Everyone's got their question.
Every day is a new journey.
That's a great way to think about it.
Every day is a new journey.
Oh, there's Thomas has now submitted a ticket.
Hey.
Oh wait, that's a different Thomas.
Oh. Don't call him out incorrectly, dude.
Nope, different Thomas.
There's the John's like, oh, Thomas, it must be
literally
that one.
though.
Like one of the most common names.
The first name and the last letter are identical to
I see.
Mr. Murphy that was in the chat here. So
I see.
My brain did the thing where it only reads the first and last letter of the word and immediately jumped to, oh, there's a ticket now. But he wanted to hang around before he waited on the IPv. Although, Thomas, you had said that you want to be sure that your computer's set up for IPv4. What is there a different configuration than one that would kind of be expected with that network, or give us a little more to help you make sure that that's all good to go?
Yeah. And I will say, anybody that may be watching, whenever this is, I guess, just like a general, not even like request or tip or just a general thought from the person that manages most of the tickets. If your initial response has all of the possible details you can imagine, including that matter to the issue in your mind, I would much rather have that than just a statement of the problem. Because the first thing we're going to do is ask you a bunch of questions to get some additional information. So if we already know when it was bought, we already know what you've tried, we already know what does and doesn't work. If we I had a guy that I worked with for almost 2 weeks until finally he told me, he's like, well, I've got 9 other cameras and they all work perfectly fine. All right, well, the entire framework of this discussion just changed, right? So as much detail as you can give us, the better, because it just helps us help you much more efficiently, which is what we want. We don't want you to have to go back and forth with us a bunch of times to solve your problem. We want to solve your problem right away, right?
There was a ticket from yesterday that I saw that I will not name who submitted it, but they literally did not put any reference to what device they were using. It pretty much NetHab was it no worky make fix. Because it was, they were like, I'm trying to connect to the device, but it won't work. What am I doing wrong? It's like, well, should we start with how you started your day, or because there's lots of things in the chain that happened wrong before you submitted this ticket. But yeah. Any thoughts on NDI 5? Okay, hang on. Yes, I do have thoughts on that. But Thomas says, so I'm not using a network, just a Netgear switch. Ooh. Yikes. Okay. Is it a 4250 Netgear switch by any chance? That's the next question. Is it like the GS line or whatever?
I was about to ask if it's a GS. What is it? 908 SEPP, I think it is. That one's really common.
The 108.
108.
The 108P or 108. There's another one in there that has higher PoE, but the 108 is just an unmanaged.
Yeah, I know that there's I think the 908 I could be getting the numbers wrong, but there's a P version and a PP version, and one is PoE, one is PoE plus. I see those a lot.
Yeah. The GS605.
Are you familiar with that one, John?
Oh, the GS line is pretty generic, but this is just a little 5-port unmanaged. The GS5 version 4 is just like an unmanaged like home router. So this is not the high performance network switch that we were hoping for.
Yeah.
This is going to be more of a lower level. Let's see, select this. You said version 4, right? Yeah. So interesting though. Yeah, so unmanaged switch is this is basically just a pass through is all this is. So they're assuming that you're coming in from a router and then going to the switch. That's how the switch is designed to be used. It's a pass through for a more sophisticated routing type of device. So if you're just plugging in the camera and your computer to this thing, it's not going to give you any of that network data that the devices, both of them, are naturally expecting. So yeah, it's a little bit tricky for Clay and I to go down this road because we can.
Yeah, it's
painful.
It's tricky because it's a pretty involved discussion, and the show's kind of coming to a close a little bit, and we have good documentation around this that we can absolutely share with you. That is probably the better way to go to kind of show you why this is not going to work the way that you're wanting it to, and to give you a breadcrumb trail of information to lead you to a better place in terms of what you should have instead.
However, now thinking about this, the camera is likely going to fall back then, right? And so if he sets his computer to the 100 range, so 192.168.100.123 or something like that, subnet on the computer needs to be 22255.0, and then set the gateway to the camera fallback, so 192.168.100.100, and then open Studio Monitor. You'll probably see the camera. The problem is going to be the amount of data that's going to be passed through this thing over time, because we're talking 140 megs and an unmanaged switch. It might keep up for one stream, but it definitely won't keep up for doing anything else. So,
and it also from our perspective at Bird Dog, we don't want you to just have a passable experience, right?
Yeah,
We want
yeah.
you to have a good experience, a reliable experience, something that you can be happy and, sleep well at night knowing that it's working. And the equipment that you have involved in your setup and in your configuration goes a long way to making that a reality. And so we can definitely help provide. I mean, ultimately, John, what you were just kind of mentioning is a band-aid, really. Like, it's a temporary fix, but
Right.
we want our customers to be set up for success in a much more official capacity, if that's the right verbiage. And so that's kind of where we're coming from.
Yep.
Because we want people to love our products. Like, every company wants their people like customers to love their products. And it's tricky because this industry, it's not just as simple as having its own individual thing and then it's just going to work, which is something that is just hard to navigate, which is why we're here. We're here to help you navigate that.
Agreed. What about just a crossover cable? Well, use the switch over a crossover cable. There's too many variables there. Use the switch, but yeah. So that, Thomas, that's what I would try first before you do IPv6. Before you do any of that, go into your static settings on your NIC card on your computer and change the NIC card IP address to 192.168.100.123. Subnet mask should be 255.255.255.0, and then the gateway should be 192.168.100.100. Do that, and then open Studio Monitor with the camera and the computer plugged into the same switch, and see what you get. You'll likely get the NDI feed. The crossover cable, like the cameras are network nodes, okay? So they're pretty sophisticated, like they're doing a lot of stuff. And so we need the network to do the network stuff, and we need the computer to do the computer stuff. We don't want, this is my argument against static IP, for example. We don't want the cameras to be trying to navigate the network. We want the network to handle the network. We don't want the cameras, for example, to try and do a whole bunch of extra packet formations or whatever. Like, try to keep it as simple as you possibly can, because the more elements you add, the more complicated it becomes, and the more likely for packet failure and stuff. But I would go into the network switch, set up the computer on the static network as 192.168.100.123, and then set those other settings, and then see what happens. I suspect you'll see the camera. That's likely what's going on. I wasn't aware that you were running an unmanaged switch without a DHCP and a bunch of things. But the cameras are, truthfully, NDI is designed on a TCP network. The protocol is designed on a TCP network. And the crossover, you probably wouldn't need it if you were anymore, because your computer would do the auto switch. Anyway, it's just really tough. It's I want to get you kind of up and running here. I want to get you functioning with the camera, but there's we also don't want you to struggle in the future with it, because you're going to open another ticket. So the goal would be to get that working correctly the first time.
For sure.
Yoink, yoink. All right. Close this. But yeah, let us know how you get on. I mean, the worst case scenario is do IPv6. Follow that video. That should get you in for sure. But for all of you playing along at home, Bird Dog devices are in default DHCP, and so they kind of are expecting a self-aware network, if you will. I'm glad you felt like it's helpful. We're
Yeah.
trying to
Yeah.
like articulate carefully how to kind of walk you through the process, because we don't want you to get frustrated. We want you to enjoy using it.
And I also want to make sure that two people talking into a camera could be a bit more overwhelming than one person. So
True.
I also hope we're not bombarding, And look, at the end of the day, send us a ticket, open a ticket, and this is quite literally what I do and what John does, what our entire department does for a living is help Bird Dog customers. So, you opening a ticket is expected. If you have an issue, let us know. We genuinely do want to help you. Like I promise, we want to get you up and running. We want you to be happy,
Agreed. Cool. All right. Well, the burn is gone. I'm proud to say that my face is no longer on fire. And I'm happy that that's kind of over and done with. I did move my microphone. I'm sure it doesn't make any difference on the stream, but I moved it because it used to come right across this screen that's here in front of me. So I have a screen here, and then a TV over there. And so I moved my microphone. So I'm trying that out. But Clay's talking to me, so I assume he can at least hear me. And nobody has said that it's painful to any more painful than normal to listen. So that's good. Clayton and John Rock. Hey, we're going to throw that up there. We aim to please.
You see that, Brayton? I don't care what you say about me.
Right. It doesn't matter what you say behind his back.
Yeah.
Boy, the ground around this bush is quite flat. You've been here before.
But honestly, thank you for coming to the show, Thomas, and thanks for bringing your question. If you didn't bring your question today, we would literally just be talking about
me eating spicy food. Yep.
Yeah.
And although that is fascinating for everyone involved, it's not the purpose of the show. So bring those NDI questions. Really appreciate that. And we'll make it happen. I think that's it. I think so today is Tuesday for those of you who don't know. And next week.
Wow, dude, we're so I don't know what people would do without this show.
Oh, Victor. Oh, I didn't follow up on your NDI 5 question. So what are my thoughts? Well, what specific would you like to talk about with NDI 5? Because there's actually a lot of updates that happen with NDI 5. And my general thoughts is I approve. The improvements that we saw in the software portion of 5.5 are actually really great. In particular, I did a show on the new NDI router option, which is now what I use to route. Okay, so StreamYard, which is the program that I use to do the show now, is a web-based program, and it needs a webcam input to run. And so I use the router function so that I can have multiple cameras underway. So here we have the ability to change my webcam into other things. Here's Auburn Road. There's the gas price today, and so on and so forth. There's even a P400 here that's a little further back. But anyways, so I'm using router as a way to output a single NDI, but have a video switcher between the cameras in my office. And then I'm using the webcam input, which was recently updated in 5.5, to then generate a webcam output. And the nice thing about the webcam output option is they give you 4. So you can do 4 different webcam destinations. So not only can I link up this camera or this router output feed to it, but I could link up any camera in my office. I could, and have multiple webcams.
We can have 4 different cameras all pointing at the gas prices to get even more effective updates about
more clarity. That's right.
Yeah.
It's so funny that is now a part of this show, but here is the Auburn Road, and gas prices are slowly coming down. 388. Is that what that is? There's a sign right in the way. It's really annoying. But anyways, this is Auburn Road. This...
one camera per digit. Yeah, dude.
Yep.
I don't know. I read that could be 373. It could be but when has it ever been 73? It's probably 378.
It's probably 378, 388. It's a little strange that these guys still do the 10 cents off for cash. It's like, I was talking to my wife about this on the weekend, and I was like, they need to stop. The problem is that they wanted people to use cash for some reason, and so all the gas stations redesigned all their signs and LED lights to do these dual digits, and they sent all these new signs around the country. And then, like, when it stopped being a thing, now they got all these signs that have for cash you pay $373, and it's so stupid.
Well, this place in particular, they need to save money so that they can have cash to renovate whatever is making it smell like the worst building in Michigan.
Yeah.
Because every time I go into this store, into this like gas station location, if you go inside, I almost have to plug my nose. It smells horrid in there. And I don't even know why it smells horrid, but it smells horrid.
It does smell really bad. And I don't even go in. I pay with a card at the pump, and I can't.
Well,
I can't
John,
myself.
you don't have an addiction to Monster energy drinks.
True. And if I do, I go buy them at a better price than Meijer.
Dude, the amount of money that I've wasted over the years at gas station Monster prices, like I don't even want to think about it, man. It's horrible. I need to buy in bulk. I just need to buy cases of them.
Yeah. I understand this credit card companies charge 3%, but seriously, you run a business. I mean, having a credit card machine is a part of the deal. It's not. You don't need to nickel and dime everybody. Phil paid $3.69 in Florida, which is closer to what prices were prior to the hike. But I'm waiting for them to get back down to like $2.80, $2.89. We'll see.
I remember in the heat of the pandemic when Caitlin and I used to go on walks.
Mm-hmm.
There's a gas station on the road that we live on about, I don't know, maybe a mile away. And at one point it got to $1.09 because nobody was going outside.
Yep.
Like that was when Michigan had the lockdown.
Yep.
And I remember, like, I don't know that I had seen a price like that since I was a kid, like a child in the early 90s, you know? So yeah, it's crazy how much it's changed just in the last like year with the pandemic kind of coming out of its worst.
Yeah.
So
also, just to follow up here with Victor, is there any issues with using NDI 5.5 with existing firmware and BirdDog devices? Well, yeah, anything that doesn't have NDI 5 on the hardware, you should probably stick with NDI 4. So converters, for example, are all running an NDI 4 currently, and we're expecting those to be updated soon, but no launch date yet. So if you're running Flexes, 4K Family, Studio Mini, those are all running NDI 4, and you probably need to keep your infrastructure on 4 until everything is ready to move to the new protocol. Now, NDI says that it's backwards compatible. I have yet to see that in practice as a real deal. I would say just wait. And if you just cannot wait, then you're kind of taking your production into your own kind of hands there, because they are different protocols. I mean, they're different SDKs. So, but going from 5 to 5.5, no, I haven't. I don't know of any issues. Clay, have you come across anything since the latest?
I've not, no. And just on that point, I think that the real challenge is everybody in this industry is moving so quickly at all times that we're not coordinating, because it's impossible to coordinate with other businesses. Like, you just have to worry about your own stuff, right? And so as NDI moves, we're always going to do our best to catch up with it, but we're not new tech. And so it's always best. And I didn't say that it's the only way. I said it is always best if you can to keep everything in sync in terms of whatever the latest firmware is for this thing here is probably where everything else should technically be.
Yep.
If you're running into an issue and it's not, then normalize your setup, get everything on the same level. And then if your problem goes away, there it is. Now you can let us know. And this is how we fix problems. Like, hey, when I'm over on this version here, this problem arises. I'm like, well, we're not up to that yet. Let's forward that feedback along. And then maybe by the time we get there, we can correct that so that it's not a problem once it launches. Right. So those kinds of things are great for us to hear. We want to hear when people find issues, but if possible, you want to keep everything at the same level. Now, that being said, I will say that I've not run into any issues for this particular question. But I will say going from NDI 5 to NDI 4 for our converters have cleared up some problems in the past. But there's just there's so many different layers to everything that people are doing that it's just because it solved that problem doesn't mean it's going to solve your problem if it's a different issue. So it's just tough. It's a tough question to answer. So,
well, especially because like your installation has different hardware than the next guy's. And so it's kind of like saying, well, it works down the road. So let's try it here, but always go into it kind of with your eyes open with the expectation of, I may not be able to do this. And if you don't have the time to burn to test that, then wait.
And I will say, as somebody that doesn't do anything other than look at problems all day, NDI 5 at this point, knock on wood, I will say across the board for both our fleet of cameras that it's come out for and just New Tech in general has been a very smooth experience.
Yep.
It really has not caused an avalanche of issues that we see with updates most of the time through not just us, but everybody. So I've been really impressed with NDI 5.
Yeah, we have had rougher launches, and so it's
my goodness, yeah. Yep. Like we don't need to unpack it or anything, like because this could turn into a therapy session real quick.
No, we do that later. No, we're good with this. It's just, it's NDI 5. If you're going to cameras, that's great. I'm glad to hear that it's working with your Bird Dog gear so far. That's
me
great.
too. That's good to hear.
Hey Thomas, the PoE, Ethernet, and NDI indicator lights are not on that camera. That's expected. If you plug it in, the camera does its little boot up dance. It's working. I know, but the indicator lights are not programmed to function on that camera yet. I think we're supposed to get that fixed, but it's not a thing yet.
Both the P400 and P4K. That is true for.
Correct. So. Boom. Okay. It's 12:17, so here in Michigan. So I'm going to sign off. Thanks, Clay. Thanks for jumping on today. Appreciate that.
Yeah. I was happy to. I don't know. I was like, hey, you know what? I think John needs me today. You know?
Yeah, it's always better to have people than just sit here and talk to the abyss by myself. So hey, thanks. That helps a lot. You're welcome. And also, you're welcome, Victor. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thanks, everybody. Have a wonderful rest of your day. And remember, if you need help, you can open a ticket. We're always here.
Yep. And if the women don't find you handsome, they should at least find you handy. Take it easy, Clay. Hopefully you're doing well, and we'll maybe see you a little bit later. You didn't
What's happening? Is that your sign-off? Dude, you cannot use that as a sign-off.
Okay, so that is a sign-off from a Canadian comedian called Red Green. And the end of every skit that he would do, he would say, and remember, the women don't find you handsome. They should at least find you handy. That's
like me singing a song and then being like, yeah, no, that's a song from, like, you're not that guy, John. You can't just say that thing.
I mean, I'm not going to use it because it's Red Green's, but I think it's a funny thing to say.
It was very unexpected. I'll tell you that. Yeah. But no, hey, I'm just going to go with the simple, have a good day, everyone.
Thanks, man. It's good to see you. And we'll appreciate you coming on later.
Bye, everybody.
All right. So if you're keeping score, thanks for hanging out. We had our volcano chicken noodles today. And now this is my moment in time where I remind you that if you have a question between now and Thursday, when we do another show at 11 a.m. Eastern time, feel free to submit a ticket at the banner below, help@birddog.tv. That will go to our ticketing system, and likely Stream Villain, aka Clayton, will probably respond, me or him, but he's doing a lot of it these days. So feel free to reach out to us if you have questions there. Continue to have issues with your Bird Dog devices, we'll help you get sorted. But if your question can wait until Thursday, join us again, 11 o'clock, 11 to 12 or thereafter. We'll hang out and do more. Now, hey, on Thursday, Balu has indicated that he has purchased some sort of like green tea cookies or something. So we're going to give those a go. And I'm sure there's something else around here that we need to taste test. So we're going to do that on Thursday. So if anything else, come hang out with us again. Watch me eat and discover strange foods. Thank you so much for sticking with me during the volcano chicken ramen. That was really good, actually. And I'm not hurting anymore. So I'll let you know how the rest of the day goes on Thursday. So join us again on Thursday, and we will follow up with that little experiment that we endured. Hopefully you're doing well. Take care of yourselves. Reach out to us at help@birddog.tv if you have any concerns or questions between now and Thursday morning. And in the meantime, be well. We'll see you in a couple days. Bye, guys.